So here we are again with two chords that are intersecting inside a circle. The angle formed, which in this case is called x, has a direct relationship with the 55 and the 35 arcs. And the formula is the angle formed equals 1/2 the sum of the two arcs that are directly across from it. On the left side would be the 55 degree, and on the right side it would be 35 degrees. So first I would do the grouping symbol. So we have inside the parentheses 55 plus 35 is 90. And then after that I would do half of 90, same thing as dividing by 2, and get 45. And that's how you complete the first one. For number 38, you have to look very careful. Just like 37, we had 55 and 35 as a relationship. I'm going to trace over the two intersecting arcs, and I'll see that X and 50 are definitely the ones we're going to use. But there is a problem with the 138. 138 is not within the yellow. It is not the angle in question. We need to figure out this angle over here and not the 138. So to do that, we have to remember how many degrees in a line. There is 180 degrees. So if I took that 180 and subtracted it from 138, I would get my missing angle. So first step, 180 minus 138, and I would get 42 degrees. So 42 goes here. And now you can clearly see that 42 has a relationship with the two arcs directly across from it. And if there's any question as to why the 42 belongs on that side, it doesn't. It can also go here because of vertical angles. So now, let's just say I have only 142 so you don't get confused. It is the angle formed by the two chords is equal to 1/2 arc 1, which we can call x, plus arc 2, which we can call 50 degrees. Then from here, we have to distribute the 1/2. Now, if you don't want to distribute, you can just get rid of 1/2 by multiplying by the reciprocal. The reciprocal is 2. But don't forget, whatever you do to the right, you must do to the left. On the right side, 2 times 1/2 times a binomial just simplifies into the binomial. This is true because 2 and 1/2 are reciprocals of each other. 2 times 42 is 84, and the binomial will now be without any symbols because it is not contained by the 1/2. Then from here, we're going to subtract 50 on both sides, and you will get a 34 as your final answer. And that's how you do these two. Now on to the next one. Okay, for this one we have a chord intersecting this type of line. And that type of line has a very special name. It's a tangent. And just to confirm, this is a chord. So there is something special about the angle formed by the orange and red lines and the arc that starts at the orange intersection of the circle all the way to the red. So here's the relationship. The angle formed, which is angle x, is equal to 1/2 the arc. So notice that x is the angle, and that's why I left it in my formula. So angle x is equal to 1/2 of 110 degrees, which means the answer would be 55 degrees. So remember, I multiplied by 2, and if I were to go backward, I divide by 2. And that's how you do a particular problem. Now for this one, this is a tangent, and so is that one. Tangent and tangent. Notice for this one, this is a tangent, but this is called a secant. However, the formulas are the same. So the formula is the angle equals 1/2 the bigger arc minus the smaller arc. So now let's see what that means. So just to color coordinate, from here to here would definitely be known as the bigger arc. Now we're comparing it to the smaller arc, which would be the 5x. So for number 40, we have all the players already. We just got to plug them in. The angle is whatever's formed by the two tangent lines, which is 75. 1/2 stays. The bigger arc would definitely be the blue one, which is 12x plus 3 minus your small arc. Notice I put double parentheses. That means you will have to distribute the minus sign to the value here. No big deal because 5x is a monomial. 75 degrees equals 1/2 12x plus 3 minus 5x. Then you can combine like terms. You can combine 12x and negative 5x. And you will get 7x. Notice if I were to distribute 1/2 to 7x and 1/2 to 3, they are not divisible by 2. So the easier way of doing this is to multiply by 2 in front. Because if you were to multiply 2 times 1/2 times a binomial, these two would cancel each other anyway. 2 times 75 is 150, and all you would have left is 7x plus 3. Then you can subtract 3 to leave the 7x by itself. You get 147 equals 7x. And then from there, you can divide both sides by 7. And your final answer would be x is equal to 21. And that's how you do number 40. 41 will be the exact same formula, but we have a big problem. If you notice, the bigger arc for number 41 is right here, and the smaller one is over here, which means the 110 is not going to be used whatsoever. Before I cross it out, I do need the 110 to figure out what the blue line is. So first of all, I know a circle is 360, and I already have a 110 and a 92. So to find out the missing arc, I can just add those two numbers and subtract it from 360. So let's add up 110 plus 92, and I'm going to get 202. Then I'm going to do 360 minus 202, and I'm going to get 158. And 158 goes right here. Now that I have that, I am ready for the actual formula. The formula is the angle, which is 10x plus 3, see this angle right here, is equal to 1/2 the bigger arc, which is 158, minus the smaller arc. So 10x plus 3 is equal to 1/2. And all I have to do is subtract 158 with 92. So I'm going to get a 66. Then you take half of 56 because it is divisible by 2. And you get 33. Subtract 3 and you get 30. Divide 10 and you get 3. And that's how you do number 41.